Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, I'm going to answer one of our God ordained spouse question. Now, there was a comment left on one of my videos, and I shared her comment on our community tab, and that's where another God ordained spouse, she commented and wanted me to explain, a little bit more in detail what her comment meant, right? So I'm going to read her comment, and then we're going to go from there. So the comment that I repost on the community tab, it said, when he met me, he met his purpose and his ministry. So number one, let me just tell you why I repost her comment, because when I read it, I heard confidence. When I read it, I heard she know exactly what her purpose is. And she also know if her husband doesn't know what his purpose is, she has the ability to help birth that purpose out of him, right? So that's why I repost that, her comment on our community tab. Now, if you want her to clarify, then you have to go directly back to her and ask her to clarify what she meant, okay? But that's why I repost her comment on the community tab. Now, when we talk about these God ordained marriages that God is joining together, I need you to understand that, we're not just coming together just to get married. No, God has a purpose and a plan for your life and your spouse's life, okay? So we're coming together to fulfill whatever calling that God has placed on both of your life, okay? And so if you don't know what your purpose is, or if your spouse doesn't know what your purpose is, this is the time while God has you in a divine separation to begin to press into prayer. Ask God, can you reveal to me, what is my purpose? What is the calling on my life? What is the purpose of our God ordained marriage, right? And God will begin to lead you into the answer, okay? But one of the things I help my one-on-one clients with is to identify the purpose and calling that is on their life. And I also ask them, well, what is the purpose and calling that is on your spouse's life? Because one of the things that I'm called to do with God ordained spouses is to help both of you understand this is the calling, this is the purpose, this is what God wants the both of you to do and fulfill in this world, okay? So understand that. Now, when we talk about purpose, okay, I don't want you to think that purpose means the two of you, you and your spouse, are going to be just working all the time. No. See, purpose is whatever your heart always desired, right? Purpose is that very thing that you're passionate about. Purpose is, when you were a little kid and you always dreamed of this, right? Maybe you always dreamed of being, a fashion designer or a doctor or speaking, all across the world, right? Whatever the case may be, that's what I mean when I say purpose. So it's not, God's not going to have you and your spouse come together and y'all just working all day. You're never having any time to enjoy one another, because when you're in purpose, you find fulfillment. When you're in purpose, right, there's joy, you find peace. You're not looking at the time. You know how when you go to work, you're constantly checking the time, like, is it 5 o'clock yet, right? Because you can't wait to leave work and get home, right? It's different when you're in purpose. Actually, you don't even look at the time. Or when you look at the time, you're like, man, time, it's just running by real quick, right? So understand that, God has chosen your spouse because they have what you need and you have what they need to fulfill this calling that is on both of your life, right? Now, your spouse doesn't have to be doing the same thing as you. Their purpose should complement your purpose, okay? And so again, this is what I help my one-on-one clients to identify, okay, in their session. So just understand and know, that as a wife, as a God-ordained wife, we birth things, right? So even if your God-ordained husband isn't clear on what his purpose is, you have the ability to, God would allow you to be able to see within that man and pull out whatever it is you see in him. he will allow you to speak to the king and this man, because sometimes we already know what our purpose is. We already know, what's in our heart, what we always wanted to do, but because of fear or because of low self-esteem or because we don't really feel worthy, we second guessing ourselves, we hold ourselves back, right? And so as a wife, when you step on the scene, you could pull that out of your husband. You can speak to the king of him. You can say, baby, you're supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z. I see this in you. You have what it takes, right? And so God will use you to push your husband toward, his purpose. And then, as the two of you are coming together, great things just happens, right? But God wants his children to know the purpose and calling that is on your life. And he also wants us to know the purpose for this God-ordained marriage so that we can fulfill this calling that is on our life, okay? So if this is something you need help with, head over to godordainedmarriage.com, click on the tab that says coaching, and book a one-on-one session with myself, because this is one thing God has gifted me with. I am great at pulling out, or helping you to identify what your purpose and calling is. And also, if you know what your spouse, calling is, I'm good at helping you to see the connection, why God picked this particular spouse for you, and how it all comes together. So that is it. I just wanted to clarify that comment. I am Tequila Coleman. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a positive comment. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.